Good morning. Oh man, you guys have no idea how much effort that actually took to say good morning to you guys. Good morning, good morning. It is Monday. We are live. Guys, it's all about transparency on Trooper Steve on patrol here, right? So, not gonna lie to you guys, struggling. I was good all morning till about 60 seconds ago, and I'm sitting here watching the timer, joking with Thomas, our producer. Oh, man. All right, so this is what we're going to do today. First, good morning. I hope you had an amazing weekend. Look, it's hot. Heat waves are coming. I need you to hydrate, please, all right? It's not just about traffic with me. It's about general safety, and I need you guys healthy, functioning at 100%. so that you can make sure that you're safe out there, out on the roadways. Good morning, my friend Sue from Canada. Good morning, ma'am. Where am I? I'm in Lake Nona. I'm on Narcoossee, by Boggy Creek, by Simpson Road. I'm by the absolute mess of the Lake Nona, Osceola area. And when I tell you mess, I mean that out of the kindness of my heart, because I love this part of town. Absolutely do. Love it, love it, love it. So, Lake Nona has grown fast. Lake Nona is a desired area. But you've got Lake Nona, you've got Osceola County, you have St. Cloud, you have Orange, Airport, and it's all right here. And now we're playing catch up. And poor Narcoossee and Boggy Creek, well, you guys are paying for it, and that's why we're down here today. So a viewer sent me a message to come down here and check the area out. And it's funny because I don't like to come down here. So if you're not complaining about it, I'm not going to come down here just for the whim. Why? Because traffic can get fairly interesting. So those apartments right across the way, the sanctuary at Eagle Creek, believe it or not, I used to live there back in the day. And when I was a motorcycle trooper / PIO, all that fun stuff, and Narcoossee was blowing up. It needed more construction. It needed more lanes. The area was just booming. Where I'm sitting right now was a cow pasture. And let's go for a drive a little bit so you can see kind of where I'm at this morning. And I attached the outside camera here to check out. It's all right, Rivian. You can just do what you want. Pull out, you know. Cool guy, I guess. I guess when you drive an electric SUV, you just do what you want. Sorry, I'm in rare form this morning. But this is what you get, right? This is why you guys tune in a little bit. So here in the Lake Nona, Boggy Creek, Osceola area, you really don't know what to call it, but we are going to call it Lake Nona. The area has developed so fast. And it's crazy because I remember being right in this area just a year or two ago. None of this stuff was really here. This was all cow pastures. I remember looking across the street from my balcony of my apartment complex and just enjoying the sunset. Now, there's a Walgreens, there's a car wash, there's a few eateries and things like that. But the residential area has just absolutely exploded. And with that comes what? Comes a lot of traffic. So a viewer sent a message talking about the southbound travel lanes of Narcoossee as you approach Boggy Creek Road. And that's what we're going to come out here and check out this morning. Now, I know what we're going to encounter. I know what the possibilities are. But we're going to show you. We're going to track it. We're going to talk about it. And I'm going to ultimately preach that it's simply embrace the suck, follow the rules, and be courteous. And I say embrace the suck out of the true kindness of my heart. So what I'm doing right now, I'm waiting to make a left turn because traffic is just busy this morning. Get ready to make a right on red. Here we go. Nice and clear. And we'll go ahead and make that right. So this is what we're going to do. We're headed south now on Narcoossee Road, in the right travel lane out here, just hanging out. Speed limit 45 miles an hour. Sidewalk on the right, sidewalk on the left. There is a bicycle lane. So remember, only 2 abreast at any given time out there. Just cruise on down. So as you're cruising here, this is the southernmost portion of the city of Orlando, Orange County. And once you hit Boggy Creek, boom, you are in Osceola County. So it actually touches all the way down here, which is insane to think about. So I'm going to drive this like I don't know what's about to happen, okay? So viewer sent the message talking about the travel lanes being kind of a mess down here and drivers just not paying attention. So we're southbound, Narcoossee, right travel lane, passing Fells Landing. We could see a sign, it says road work ahead. We could start to see other buildings and things like that. I have a vehicle coming up on my left, and if I'm looking up ahead, I could see this lane, it's going to end. I want to continue southbound, so I'm going to slide on over into the left travel lane here. And now right. We continue southbound. That right turning lane, that right lane turns into a turning lane. So now, city of Orlando, and boom, we're in Osceola County. How crazy is that? Something to note, you've been doing 45 transitions to 40 miles an hour and is still in active construction zone. What does that mean? That means if my phone was to ring here, or if I was to touch anything on my phone other than my steering wheel, then I would be technically in violation of the law if I was to maneuver a mobile device because I'm in a construction zone. So something to keep in mind. So we're going to continue southbound here because you can't make a U-turn. And you can see this area is prone to crashes. How do I know that? Because there's a totaled vehicle right here in the median waiting to be towed. I used to not only live, but I patrolled down this area for quite some time, and it's unbelievable the amount of housing and traffic that has truly developed out here. I'm telling you, for anyone who's lived out here, maybe Hammock Point, or even a little further south for any amount of time, your residential status has definitely changed, because it's no longer just Narcoossee rural north and southbound. Every single morning we are tracking heavy delays north and southbound through this area, and that's something that, you know, just comes with great living areas, comes with time, and people selling their properties, and then developers turning that into large residential homes. So if you're joining us this morning, I'm now on the south end on Narcoossee in Osceola. We're going to head north, look at what that is, and then we'll check out Narcoossee a few more times, and then we'll detour off, and we're going to head on Boggy Creek Road. This clown here is going to come and block my view. I appreciate it. Maybe not. Let's see what happens. No, they're not going to do it. Don't clown them. Because here, Trooper Steve on patrol, our clowns are equal opportunity, but we just don't want to hand them out. All right? Here we back, northbound, Narcoossee Road, right travel lane. I'm here with a vehicle that's got a lot of stuff. So we're going to move around it. 40 mile an hour speed limit right here, northbound Narcoossee on the Osceola side. So just because we're on the Osceola side does not mean we have not entered a construction zone. But you've got to wait until it tells you that you've been in a construction zone. Here we go. First sign, as you're headed northbound, road work ahead. This is a 40 mile an hour speed zone, and it's on the Osceola side. So letting you know, hey, you're now into the construction zone. 2 travel lanes northbound. They continue northbound. As you begin to approach Boggy Creek, you get one single left turn lane that allows you to make a left, head west onto Boggy Creek. Now, if you look around, there's so much going on out here. A lot of different buildings all along the intersection, a lot of different construction. You can see structure going up all over the place. So you got to be really careful. Big changes here on Boggy Creek. Once you make that left or right, you just head west onto Boggy Creek, you really need to pay attention. There's a lot of shoulder work taking place, both on the left and right shoulder. A lot of the concrete stops and you dip off into dirt road. There's warning signs letting you know Fells Lane is closed. Follow the detours. So if you're used to driving out here, it could change overnight, and that's something you need to be cautious of. Something that bothered me that the viewer said was that there are ATVs flying all through this construction zone. And talk about reckless, but just dangerous to do something like that. They said that in the middle of the night they'll be flying in the area when the workers aren't present. Not only are you causing a danger to yourself and to other, not only are you causing danger to other people, but think about how crazy you are if you're flying through a construction zone on an ATV. You have no idea what is up ahead. You don't know if it's paved, if it's not paved. Something to be careful. So we're going to continue westbound here on Boggy Creek, and we're going to actually finish it out on the far end, and we're going to follow this construction zone all the way through. As we're traveling westbound on Boggy Creek, what are we looking at? We're looking at what is actually happening. Sooner or later, you're going to get some more lanes. So this is an expansion project. It's not more homes. This is an expansion project that's taking place here. And you can see you're going to get 2 eastbound lanes, 2 westbound lanes, additional turning lanes, a center continuous turn lane, all to benefit you. Now, is it a little delayed in my opinion? Yeah, but it's all kind of delayed. I really think here in Osceola we've kind of went backwards. They've definitely put more homes than they did catch up with the infrastructure, and they're suffering for it. Look at all that out there. Now, that's not Osceola, but that is City of Orlando that butts up right here to Osceola. Look at this crashed car right here, absolutely mangled at an intersection, Boggy Creek and Fells. Unbelievable. No reason for any of it, really, as long as you're paying attention. But you can see, if we're seeing cars like that, 2 crashed cars out here, taped, meaning FHB hasn't come out and towed them yet. They probably haven't even worked the crash report yet. Busy area, guys. Very, very busy area. But I was driving a point home a second ago. What bothers me a little bit is you look at all those homes on the Orange County, Orlando side. Who's dealing with it? The Osceola side. So Boggy Creek then has to supplement. And then the Osceola County residents ultimately suffer from an Orlando development. It's crazy. Daytime construction, something we don't see often. Look at this. Lane closures happening daytime as they tear up the pavement out here. This is busy. This is real busy. So what are we seeing? We're seeing an active construction zone during the daytime along Boggy Creek Road. We're seeing lane shifts, lane closures, heavy construction on the shoulders. This is not something we tend to see during the daytime, but this is very, very busy, meaning you really, really need to pay attention. School zones, still going to happen. People are still got to go to work. Emergency crews still need to get by. Which leads me to one of the complaints that were inside of the email that I received. Were people complaining, were bypassing stop traffic in turning lanes so that they can get over and to make like a spot inside of the stop traffic. Now that's a clown. I didn't see one, but you are the definition of what we all think are clowns. Who am I calling a clown right now? I'm calling the person that decides to bypass everybody in a turn lane and then sneak their way in because they could squeeze in after everyone was stopped and waiting. Improper change of lane, improper passing, whatever you want to call it, it would be a moving violation, 3 points on your driver's license, over $160. If traffic is backed up, you need to wait. You need to wait your turn. The second you decide to enter a turn lane, then guess what? You need to turn. If I decided right here, I'm going to pass all this stop traffic here, speed up, and then squeeze my way through, not going to happen. I better make the left turn. What we're seeing, these crashes occur because people aren't expecting someone just to suddenly dart into traffic, especially when the other 40 cars have been properly waiting. So you got to have some patience out here. You need to treat the roadway respectfully. I get it, frustrated. You have any idea how frustrated it is to come out here on a Monday, do this live, and be awake? It's not easy. So, but we got to do it because we all need to get home. We all have families, friends, loved ones waiting for us. And I say this all the time. Driving is, for most of us, will be the most dangerous thing we do on a daily basis. Why don't we treat it like it is? We treat it like this is brushing our teeth or putting our shoes on, when that's not going to kill us. Driving can kill us. So maybe we should start driving like it's actually dangerous. Man. So look at this. This is outside 2 separate schools in 2 different neighborhoods and also a complete sports complex. Talk about a mess out here. Mingling that with some day traffic, sporting events, school start, school pickup. Then you have thousands of homes right in this area. I'm going to be honest, I did not know this area was as busy as it currently is. Something to also pay attention, if you're watching that truck swerve a little bit, this road is not level, rather bumpy. I'm sure you could hear the bumps and things moving inside the truck here. But you need to be very careful. We've been talking for a minute. Give me 3-4 more minutes. I want to just get to Boggy Creek and Simpson and talk about that briefly, because that is one of the areas where we have seen drivers, we're almost there, where we have seen drivers traveling southbound on Boggy Creek approaching Simpson that use the turn lane to pass traffic. And that is a huge no. We were just talking about that. You're not only contributing to the crash, but no one likes you. Let me be very clear. If you're passing traffic in a turn lane with the intention to deceive other drivers and then cut in, no one likes you. Take that to the bank. It's that simple. Because what you're doing is not only rude, it's just so inconsiderate, and you're causing a bigger backup. You are technically contributing to the problem. Yeah, I said it. So we have the high school here, Boggy. Let's see, what school is this? I don't know what school this is. Stand by. This is Tobagalaga, Lake Toho High School. Off to the right-hand side. Poor school, gorgeous facility. But look at the amount of construction right outside the campus. You have students walking to and from school, biking to and from school, parent pickup and drop off, school bus pickup and drop off. Just a lot going on out here. So it really paints a picture of just how busy and validates the concerns of the viewer who set that in. So we're 1 mile away from our destination, our final destination. Well, no, I hope not final destination, but you know what I mean, where I want to get. Narcoossee and Boggy Creek and Simpson. Very, very busy area. I used to add 10 extra minutes to my commute when I was a trooper going home, and would go further down 417 just to avoid this, even though I lived closer to the intersection here, because I just didn't want to sit in the traffic. Sitting in the traffic was horrible, and I'd get so frustrated. And as a trooper, I just want to go home. But like, if someone's doing something crazy, you got to do something, and ultimately it always just messed everything up. So, okay, here we go. We're traveling west. It's going to turn into north Boggy Creek, and then we're going to begin to approach Simpson Road. If you lived out here for any period of time, this looks nothing like what it used to. What is still here is a lot of the lingering backups, and from what we're told, some really inconsiderate drivers. So the speed limit goes, you're going to leave the 35 and you're going to enter the 45. Does it really help you pick up? Not really, but just so you know. Obviously, you could look to the left side of the screen. What are we doing? We're adding some extra travel lanes here, and we're going to expand things. This is going to be great once it's done, but it always gets worse before it gets better. So look at this. Car making a left here, doing it legal, but it's backing traffic up, which causes a lot of frustration. Frustrated or not, you gotta wait. You just gotta wait. Okay, so something we just observed here. As you're traveling north here, if you want to continue straight, you've got to stay in the right travel lane. When you want to make a left onto Simpson, that is the left turning lane. It is not two continuous through lanes here, which could cause some problems. I could see easily this right lane being backed up and a driver attempting to pass in the turn lane. But what is happening is, if you look next to that white Porsche over there, that's an extra lane going in there. So ultimately what I believe is going to happen here, you're going to see two straight and then one left turn lane. And that's going to help out everything, I think, a lot. So I think we're going to get our first winner here. Let's see what happens. I think we could possibly see a driver try to push their way in. Be interesting to see if that happens. But if you're joining us this morning, we're on the Osceola side of Boggy Creek at Simpson Road. We've already tackled the Narcoossee side, and now we drove a couple of miles out here onto the western portion of Boggy Creek. Guess what? The entire portion has construction. All of it. Every single bit of it. Boggy Creek from east to west, under construction. Note that in your brain. No phone zone the entire way. So, all right, both lights turned green. Everyone's getting ready to travel north. Let's see what's going to happen here. Is everyone going to pay attention? Is everyone going to do the right thing? We're then going to flip on the back camera. I bet you, how many drivers go straight, right? So we're going to turn on the back camera, see what happens. Is everyone following the rules? Wow. Very impressive. Now, do I genuinely think that happens in the afternoon? Absolutely not. No way. Because it's impossible. I'm a realist, guys. We're a realist here on Trooper Steve on patrol. All right, we're going to get turned around just so we can observe the southbound side now. All right, so this is here. Look. See those markings as you're headed southbound on Boggy Creek, left travel lane. You see those markings here? How it goes into a rapid dash? That's telling you there's a lane separation because you've been used to traveling for two travel lanes. One of those are about to go away. So the struggle is people in the right lane realize that and start pushing their way in. That is technically illegal. I'm going to turn around so we can do this one more time because we're learning with this together. We're going to do that one more time and then we'll wrap this show up. But what did we observe there? That was a learning experience for me too. So if you were traveling from 417, we're going to do it further just so we can see it, all right? Because I need that clip, actually. Thomas is probably laughing, going, I know why you need it. We're almost done, promise. If you're traveling from the airport, this is a good one, guys, and you're going for you're used to having two lanes. Suddenly, if you're not paying attention, and I guarantee there's probably signage, if not, we'll call it out. But suddenly that right travel lane turns into a right turning lane. And if you're not paying attention, that traffic's is already backed up, and now you're going to try to fight your way in. That's a problem. Because that causes more backups, because now a driver that's attempting to that's trying to push into the travel lane is now blocking the right turning lane, and everybody's sitting there. Am I making sense? Because to me, I'm making a lot of sense. Like, I hear myself. I really do. All right. 3 more minutes. Excuse me. And I'm going to get you out of your hair and let you continue. Who would have thought I'd spend so much time talking about one little area? But I'm totally okay with it this morning. We're rocking and rolling. We're making it happen. The traffic that you're seeing is coming off of Simpson Road, off to my right out there. So this has all been redone over the past couple of years. A lot of additional travel lanes, medians put in to prevent further issues, but just a lot of development has happened out here. All right, waiting for our light to turn green, and then we are going to make a U-turn. Hopefully, results 1 will be able to pull this off fairly well. Let's see. Look at that U-turn, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, that's smooth as butter. All right, last thing we're going to show you. Look at this. Osceola into Orange. So I made the U-turn too early. I want to go up a little further, because this is the true driving point of what our viewer was talking about. All right, so there's no U-turn here, but we are going to move into the left travel lane. This shot, results 1 looking shiny. It's because I took it to the car wash. Okay, so this is exactly what our viewer was talking about when they sent the message. Really not very happy at some of the drivers out here. And we're going to simulate what we're talking about. Gosh, even when the construction's done, it's crazy. These cars are flying out here. Flying. Like, this car was, wait for it, wait. This one was doing like probably 65 easy. Okay, here we go. When you're traveling southbound on Boggy Creek here from the airport, it's 2 travel lanes. But when you're in the right travel lane, you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention to the signs. So it says workers present. Suddenly, if you're in this travel lane, you're going to start to see the multiple dash marks in the center. You're also going to see a right lane must turn right. For some drivers, they see this too late, and this left lane's already backed up. So what happens out here? Drivers begin to try to push their way into this left travel lane and end up causing backups. What happens is they end up in this turn lane and they don't want to be here. So what's the solution? The solution is you need to make sure you're paying attention. Yes, there are times where this could be a problem, but you got to make sure you're paying attention. Also here, once you're stuck here, no turn on red except for right lane. I could see a driver behind me probably getting pretty frustrated. They're literally beeping at me right now. Beeping at me. Give this driver a horn. A honk, please. I'm so frustrated. They get a clown. Just no turn on red except from right lane. That's exactly what I'm doing. And yet they are laying on the horn. I gotta love it. I'm following the rules. It's doing what it's told, guys. Sorry. So, this is sometimes the things you have to deal with. Drivers getting frustrated because you choose to follow the rules. Why is that no right on red other than right lane there? Because other travel lanes up ahead are merging into that. So, don't let other drivers get you frustrated when you know you're doing the right thing, when you know you're being safe. They were laying it on me there for a second. Marked news vehicle, going, 2 signs. No right on red unless from right lane. Guys, this is Trooper Steve on patrol. Thank you for joining me on this extended kind of traffic tackle here this morning over in the Lake Nona area. Really appreciate you guys joining me, listen to my frustrations. At the end of the day, it's about paying attention to the simple things. I say this all the time. Someone just lost their mind because I was reading the signs and they were not. Boggy Creek is under a lot of construction, but this has been needed for many, many years. It's happening. Let them do it. Pay attention. We saw 2 crashes while we were out here, and they're all preventable. This is Trooper Steve on patrol. Guys, have a great Monday. Drive safe, and I'll talk to you guys later.